truth.
No chaser.
Well, welcome back to No Chaser.
Thank you.
You've been on this show before, so you know how it goes. Mr. Glenn keeps us on our toes with these questions, with these round table topics. Today's no different.
Yes.
So put your thinking caps on.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah.
Frankie.
Yeah. Yes. So, one topic that often comes up in the social media world, love languages.
Single or dating. Doesn't matter if you're married or single, you should know.
Love languages. And it's always been a fun topic for me because it's definitely something I didn't know about, obviously, until, I was told it, and I didn't know such things, until then you would just consider yourself maybe a hopeless romantic or something like that, or, you know what I'm saying, but you didn't know that there were actually categories. So I said, let's have a little fun. And of course, I brought back the ever so thoughtful, I believe I know what her love language is, but Miss Jamila,
the newlywed,
Mrs. Jamila Surratt. So
shout out to husband.
Yes, shout out to Big Greg, shout out to Big Greg, go Cowboys. So anyway,
always throws it in there.
So what is your love language? And we just gonna spit them out. You want to go around the table? I know Jay don't really like to do that, but we're gonna start with the guests. Like I said, I believe I know what your love language is.
Okay, so
Gigi?
before we ask what is it, because as you said, you weren't schooled to it until you probably got married,
right.
Counseling. So what is love language?
Okay, sorry. So good one, Ash. Thank you.
That's Tiffany B. Glenn, actually.
So you got
in the background.
So
why you say her whole name like that?
I always say her name.
Like
I always say that.
back.
I'm sorry, I do.
name slip back. So love languages basically broken up into categories of personality, what you bring to each relationship, your inner self, whether it be, so you have love languages that are words of affirmation, which are compliments to each other, and just making a person feel at ease, your companion feel at ease,
affirming
through,
them,
through words. We have gifts, giving and receiving, and it doesn't have to be extravagant gifts. That's one thing that I really had to learn about that one. That was a big one for me. But just showering your person, just being thoughtful of buying them things, or like receiving them. That could be your love language. Also, we have physical touch, which is that's self-explanatory.
Acts of
service. Doing the little things that matter. That's a huge one in relationships. And what am I missing?
Quality time.
Yeah, quality time.
Quality.
That's another self-explanatory one. So those 5 categories,
Suck at 3 of them.
And yes. That's a big one, and that's something that we're gonna acknowledge.
I suck at 3.
Yeah, that's something that we're gonna acknowledge.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Our strengths and our weaknesses. Saying this is a thing that's not a right or wrong. It's
Absolutely,
just really
it's
what's your strengths.
It's based
you
off of
understand
you.
what I'm saying? But the thing is, it does play a part in your compatibility with your partner. So they have love language tests that they have that guys can look up in the internet, and I suggest that every couple does this.
Or single, because you need to know.
Yeah.
As singles, you need
to know what you're bringing to the table and what you like.
Exactly. What you like, that's key.
You need to know what you suck at.
And
so you can work on it for that person,
or just know that.
Just know that your companion got to be right.
Sorry, boo, I can't help you.
Exactly.
Don't be wasting niggas' time.
Quality time is yours. Quality time is yours. I work too much for that. Sorry. So again, so that breakdown. Thank you, Ashley, for that. The love language. So of those 5 categories, Mrs. Surratt.
Yes,
Mrs. Surratt. What's your love language, Gigi?
My first love language is acts of service.
Acts of service. And you say first. Now explain to the people why you say they are first there.
Because when you take the test, they'll put them in order.
Got you.
For you, which ones kind of you identify with the most. So the one that popped up first for me was acts of service, but I knew that
You knew
when
that.
I just read the categories, I already knew
Gotcha.
what
Right.
they were. And my second one is kind of a tie between quality time and words of affirmation.
Quality time and words of affirmation. That's mine. It wasn't originally. You know, the accessories should be crazy, right? Because
Wait, clarify which one's yours. I didn't.
words of affirmation.
Okay.
Words of affirmation.
I found that most men, especially black men, words of affirmation is our thing.
You know, and you know, it's crazy subconsciously because we try to act like the
don't
macho,
care.
the machismo in us try to act like it's not a big thing. But I ain't even gonna lie. It you know, when sometimes when you're doing a good job and you know, and it's known, you know, this shit is just like. It sends you through the roof. It almost it makes your day. Then that's when you know that words of affirmation is matters to you. You know what I'm saying?
What's funny? That's definitely one of Greg's, one of my husbands, and I think for me it became one of mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was one of his, and since when I realized that it was one of his, and I started to project that more, he was giving it back to me, and I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Because it never really was something that was all that important to me.
Yeah.
But then, you know, once he started reciprocating it from what I was giving him, I was like, oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah. Now
got
see,
hot.
but-
I like
now see,
that.
now,
I like this.
so just being transparent, right? Like again, it became mine. You know, so now what Jay was saying, he sucks. I don't suck at it, but I can do better at reciprocating it because I realize how much I love receiving it.
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying? So now I know that I have to work at. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the importance of, yo, this is, you know, because this one over here. Let me tell you something. I take one fucking bite of food. If I don't tell her this shit is good right then and there.
It ain't got nothing to do with words of affirmation. I don't know what that is. It ain't got nothing to do with words because I go through it, and it's not even my wife's love language.
but she gotta hear it, bro.
It's not even it's not even my wife's love language. I don't know.
And it's just,
I don't know.
hey,
I don't know. But it's not a love language. It's something else.
You know, they have some coaches. Some coaches like belching and then like cleaning the plate is a sign that the shit was good, right? Clearly not the Glenn household. That's not like, you know, you would think that like
You would think seconds.
You know, getting seconds. You would think that would be
like,
that this shit is good.
What do you think, Frank?
Right.
What do you think, Frank?
Yeah. Look, I'd be like
Mid-bite.
I'll be in mid-prayer. I'll be in mid-grace. God
What do you
is
think,
good.
Frank?
God is. What you thinking about?
Wait.
What how it tastes?
You ever had this one? You ever had this one where she don't even touch her food, but she like this?
Watching you. Tip does it when we're here. She's like,
Right.
what do you think, Frank?
That shit.
Tell her that shit's good, Frankie.
She twirling around the fork like just waiting.
Tip be on. She be like, watching us like eating.
It's not just Tiffany.
I can go. I'm the same way.
So wait, that's not a love. That's a separate love.
That has nothing to do with love
That's a
language.
sixth.
I don't know what it is.
It might be a sixth love
It's
language.
another. Yeah, it's nothing to do with love language.
Ashley, what you think yours is, man? Oh, what you think? All right, because you single. What you think yours? I'm messaging
So
you.
disrespectful.
I'm messaging you.
For all the single people out there,
Yes, you do. You guys do have love language.
we do have those, okay?
You
and
guys.
we need to know them, okay?
There is a test for sex.
Absolutely.
Because as you know, Frankie's changed when he got married, so he took it obviously before he got married, so
Yeah.
he knew his. Okay,
Yeah,
moving on.
Absolutely.
So the question was actually, what are yours?
Yeah.
Mine are yours. Actually, words of affirmation is very important to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's from growing up, you know, not really being affirmed from my parents, just not being affirmed. So I think I got in my head a lot, and I needed to hear it.
You're the first woman
That's
I've
deep.
met with words of affirmation.
First
absolutely.
what?
She's the first woman I've ever met with words of affirmation being her love language.
Yes.
Yeah, but you said that's like a tie between hers and
So that's my first one. My second one was acts of service. It's the small things for me. It doesn't have to be something extravagant or big, just the thoughtfulness of
Right.
it. And quality time. Quality time. I'm big on that.
we're 3 for 3.
I know, right, girl?
Shout out to them cats that fill up the gas
Sounds like you
tanks on the
demanding
weekend
this shit.
and all
You want
that.
the whole list. Oh God.
You said what?
Sounds like you demanding this shit. You want the
Yeah.
whole list.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that's crazy because
Like,
it's
What's your language,
not
language
my
is.
biggest one is words of affirmation, but I realized unless I'm really, because I'm single, I'm dating, and one dude told me he's big on that, like he's huge on it. I was like, that's usually me, but if I'm not into you like that, it's hard for I can't fake it. So I'm not. I can't give it to you if I'm not into it. So I realized, I was like, oh, he's like, well, you're horrible at that. I'm like, but I'm really not.
It's you.
It's just not that I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because
I have no problem giving
Frank
at
brought
all.
up one, and I'm gonna start it off with you, Ash. He said, "Yo, I found out later on," and you said something. You know, I found out later on. This was my thing. So words of affirmation. Everybody keyed in on what they like to receive. Is it also your outgoing love language, or is your outgoing love language?
My outgoing is acts of service and gifts. Like I have no problem showering and.
I literally.
That's cool. See how your outgoing's a little bit different.
I literally thought that was gonna be yours, Gigi. I thought yours was gonna be gift giving. Because obviously, I know in the last couple of years I know you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just OD thoughtful when it comes to people's gifts, and you don't even have to be in a relationship with them. Just people that you have relationships with. You know, so I just swore that was gonna be yours. You know, and especially because you just came back from, you know what I'm saying, giving a nice gift. You know, so I mean,
listen, that man of mine, he is spoiled.
He's spoiled. Yeah,
and
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what's wrong.
I know that's something that he enjoys. So I'm gonna do it because that's what he enjoys.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something that I have to have.
Yeah.
Because he asks me all the time, like, why don't you ask for anything? You don't really ask for a whole lot, but that's not really my love language.
That's clear. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I you know, I know that's probably not Tiff's, but the gift giving probably could be hers.
I was going to ask her behind because she is phenomenal. That she is like a expertise at that. Like if you ain't got a Tiffany in your life, get you Tiffany Bigelow in your life because she's the shit. Okay,
I'm pretty sure if she wasn't married to a materialistic, needy ass nigga like me, she would probably be gift giving. But she ain't giving all them damn gifts. She be giving me a gift every hour, 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
So my
yours?
outgoing love language is the same as my income.
That's
words of affirmation and physical touch. They probably run neck and neck, but no, I won't say words of affirmation are really
touch.
strong.
You know, Jay, freaky Jay, boy. Yeah, boy. I ain't be like, what you doing?
But you know something.
He used to call me Bunny Low.
real shit. No, real shit. Be a little bit transparent with you.
Oh shit, go ahead.
It's my outgoing love language, no matter what kind of love, whether it's romantic love, whether it's filios love.
Got you.
I believe that because he does it all the time to us. He'll break it down.
So I'll tell you how I love you, but also even physically. Like it's not like I have to make sure I'm careful around men because men are real like if Frank's my boy, I'll touch him. Yeah, boy. That's not like I'm touching you. Let you know I feel you. That's my love language.
Yeah. Right.
My grandfather was like that, rest so he was very big on physical touch. I know I get it directly.
So before you move on, because so we can let the people that know out there, especially the ones that this is new to, physical touch doesn't necessarily have to just deal with sexual or you understand what I'm saying? Like it's just any form of intimacy, just an intimate moment. So even like holding hands and shit like that. So that's do we talk about the ones that we suck at? Yeah, that's me. I don't
now
I'll do that shit.
What's great now? What's interesting because and this is important because everybody said do you want your physical, your sync. You guys, you were really great showing examples. You as well, but great at showing examples of how this is my love language, but this is how it's different because I couldn't understand why there was a different test for couples or singles. Because I'm like, you said, and you illustrated why. It's interesting. There's no fixing me. My wife's love languages are the opposite of mine. My wife and I are opposite
attract. You told me that
just
before.
about everything. My wife and I are opposite attract. I am words of affirmation. She is quality time, and her biggest thing is acts of service. And I suck at. I ain't got no time, and if I do have time, I want it to myself. And acts of service, I'm just not thoughtful. Like it's not.
At least you can admit it.
It's not natural for me to go, I should do this for her. It's not. It's not that I'm selfish. It's just not a natural thought. But my natural thought is to tell her how I feel about her, how she looks, how she made me feel. I like something that's very natural to me. So it's something that I've got to find ways to work on.
But see, there it is. You've noticed that you're not really good at it. So turn your words of affirmation into an act of service. For example, my husband, words of affirmation is one for him, and mine are acts of service. So I put notes in his lunch sometimes that say how I feel about him. So the word of affirmation, which he likes, I turn it into an act of service, which is what I like, and now we're both happy.
Oh wow.
That
I'm gonna edit this part out so I can make it seem like I came up with that.
Repeat that again. So if
that
Jay
was
does
ill.
That
edit
was
it
a
out,
jewel.
that was ill.
repeat that again,
That
please,
was
Gigi,
ill.
for the newcomers and for the singles that want to get married one day, just so they know.
Yeah, you just got to figure out how to marry your love language with the person's, with your significant others, whether if they're not the same. So, you just got to find ways. Mine is acts of service. His is words of affirmation. So I make I affirm him through some sort of action, and then both of us are happy.
Little love notes in his lunchbox.
That's
Hold on,
cute.
say it
That's
again.
just a little negative for you.
No, I'm saying that's cute. She puts little love notes in his lunchbox. So
And I make his lunch. Like, that's one of the
it's
things.
the service.
Yeah, that's an act of service.
So it's a 2 for 1.
Go ahead. That's
Shout out
how
to
she
all-
got married, y'all. That's how she got married.
Shout out to all the husbands that
Let me
get.
in my notes real quick.
Shout out to all the husbands that get their lunch made for them, and notes
Listen.
and notes on the refrigerator, like I get sometimes.
Yeah, I do
you know what I'm
that
saying?
too.
Definitely.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's ill. That's ill. So just get connected with yourselves out there. Test yourselves.
So for the
know.
married folks,
Mm-hmm.
yours changed once you got married, you said?
Well, I adopted another one because I wanted to express that to him in his own way. So it's something that I've gotten used to doing, and he reciprocates that, and now I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, yours changed when you got married?
Not at all.
Mine did.
Not at all.
No.
Frank.
Mine did. Mine, I believe mine was, mine was an acts of service originally, but I came home one day to a note of.
I was gonna say this don't count. I don't know what the story is, but I'm gonna tell you why it don't count. Go ahead.
No. I came home one day to a note that is let me know, saying like the job I'm doing with Quay and everything like that, and I was like. I didn't realize until then that words of affirmation was like, because I didn't realize how much that meant, saying to me, then I was like, oh, okay, I guess it did change, because all the other stuff that, I can kind of, not necessarily I can do myself, but, it just, that became way more important, just to feel appreciated and knowing that, saying you holding it down and stuff like that. So,
and that's why, a lot of men, like, man, when your woman makes you feel like you can do anything, you don't just feel it. You really fuck around and believe it.
Mm-hmm.
When I quit my job and say, yo, I'm about to
go business for myself.
About to go business for myself. I don't know how it's gonna work out.
Mm-hmm.
All I needed more than anything else was an okay from my wife.
From your wife.
And
Amen.
that okay from her
Amen.
meant the world to me. That's all I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And it says something when you go out into the world, especially as a black man.
Yeah.
Okay. We visit, the rest of the world visits every once in a while how hard it is for a black man. And black women who are in tune with us visit frequently how hard it is for us.
Mm-hmm.
We live in it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Only we can't even put it into words what it's like. It's not to say that it's harder than being a black woman. It's different. It's just a different hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a competition thing, but we only understand what it's like. And when you have your woman believing in you, supporting you, I mean, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why words of affirmation are bigger than just words, because words speak life. They give you life. I would say, going back to what you're saying, I would say maybe acts of service maybe stepped up a little bit since I got married, but I think let's say all married men, when you get married, you just can't come home with something to eat by yourself anymore.
Right.
Like, you just can't stop at Wendy's and just get yourself something.
Yeah, definitely not.
Gotta call.
Definitely call.
Something to
See
eat.
what's going on. See what's going on. Absolutely. There's a married couple that's been doing a couple of videos going viral on TikTok lately, where they've been
H&K or whatever.
That might be them, but they're basically, it's like 5 ways to a healthy relationship, kind of, and they did both versions, one for the man to be healthy for the woman's mental, and then vice versa. And when they did the woman being the man's healthy mental for him mentally, the first 2 was spiritually, be there for him spiritually, and then the second one was be his place of peace. Definitely touches on what Jay just said. Again, not saying that it's not a competition thing. It's saying that being a black man in this world is harder than being a black woman. It damn sure ain't. But there's a difference, and there are some hardships out there that we deal with that you guys wouldn't be able to empathize with because you're not men. And when we come home, you know, once that door, that key hits that lock and that door opens, this is our safe haven. This is we want this to be absolute place of peace. No, you know, and if you can provide that for us, then you got us tenfold. You know.
I think that has a lot to do with the actual man that you allow yourself to be with, because you have to want to provide that place of peace. You have to believe in him. Like when my husband comes home, is candles lit. I mean, not even in a romantic way, but he likes candles and he likes scented candles. So I have the candles lit. His dinner is made. It's hot when he walk in the door, and everything. If it's bath night, then the bath water is already run with the TV on in the bathroom and the
Greg,
candles
boy,
and
that way Greg got it made, boy.
everything. But he does. But it's because that I do believe in him.
Absolutely.
You know, like Jay was saying, you know, she needs to feel like you believe. I believe he can do anything.
Absolutely.
That man works 7 days a week, and I don't work at all. So I do believe that he can do everything. I mean, he says, well, I'm gonna go work in the yard. I go back in the yard. He done cut a whole tree down. And I ain't talking about no 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 tree. I'm talking about Paul Bunyan style tree. I really believe that he can do everything, and I want to provide the place of peace for him because I believe that he deserves it. So if I would have entered into a serious relationship or a marriage with a man who I didn't believe in, I wouldn't really care about creating that place
of peace, how much he needs it and shit like that's deep.
That's true.
That goes to the true meaning of submission, because a lot of people have trouble with the word submission. Which you just talked about there was the true meaning of submission. It doesn't mean that you become less of a woman.
Right.
He's like, this man's got a mission.
Yeah.
He has a mission. He has a purpose. He understands his purpose. He's at one with it. I am going to be what it takes to help him fulfill that purpose.
Absolutely. And I believe that. When I said I married him twice, and both times when we got married, I said what I believed, and I said that I would be that person for him. And because I believed that he deserved it then, and he deserves it now. So all the whole submission talk and all of that kind of stuff, it doesn't bother me.
Great.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I watched my sister do that with her husband, but and I think it's important, as you said, when you believe in that person, you know, and me dating, like, you know, I do come across some really good men who deserve it. But if you're right, if that connection is not there, and you, not saying I don't believe in them, but it's just not, I don't feel that we're meant to be. Yeah. So I can't give you what you need because I just don't feel it. But you're a great dude somewhere else.
Just not great for
just not for me. But I do believe as I got older,
not equally yoked.
As I've gotten older, I feel like
good job, Dave. That's one thing that we kept missing. Equally yoked. Yes. But
as I think Michael Carter said it to me before. He said, "You're good people. It doesn't mean y'all need to be together because y'all are good together. Right? You're good. He's good, but it doesn't mean y'all are good together." Which I'm stuck with that. But even being single and dating, as I've gotten older, I realized they have changed for me, because back in my 20s it was gifts. What you gonna buy me? What you gonna give? You know? Now I'm like, that's for me. It's not that. It's more the words affirmation and just thinking, just doing something thoughtful for me, and the quality time, of course. Like I just
and the gift giving, the gift receiving probably still in you, but just on a lower scale. Like because right now, you know, in your 20s, what you gonna get from me meant a bag, or you understand what I'm saying? But today actually, it might be like a subtle conversation that you have with them, like, oh man, I need to change my lip gloss, or you understand what I'm saying? I need to change my perfume. Or, you know what I'm saying, I heard this new perfume that came out, it was pretty nice. And like one time,
that would be a gift, but he also thought of that though. So he's being thoughtful.
Absolutely.
Not just like, I'm not trying to just buy her, like, nigga,
right. And it means more to you, like this black owned makeup line that, you know, Tiffany had mentioned to me one time, and I don't think she thought I was listening. I don't, you know, so I went to Ulta one day and I just, you know, got it for her, stuff like that. It's shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it shows how much you're listening. I just put together a swing set for Linquay, and I realized that, you know, it's an act of service for the family. So that's just as, you know what I'm saying, important, You know, I mean, that type of stuff almost is like, you know, more important to the relationship when you do for the household and stuff like that. So, speaking of your brother-in-law, Matt, I hung out with him this weekend. He don't like compliments.
At all.
He don't like compliments, man. Like,
he doesn't know how to receive them.
He doesn't. I could tell. And
the issue is not they don't like him, they don't know how to receive them.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to receive them.
Let me say that. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, he doesn't know how to receive the compliment. That's there's a large portion of that has to deal with that. But you know, because I just kicking it with him and letting him know, you know, because I met him, you know, saying in the beginning of their relationship, I think, you know what I'm saying, and then to see him from then to now, like, you know, just doing it. You know, I surround myself with great examples. I don't have one friend that's not of this mindset, you know, where the family it trumps all. So, you know, Jay, you know, I just told him how proud I am of him, and he was just like, oh, you know, he you know what I'm saying, you know, at all, you know, but you know, just
he busts his ass for my sister and my niece and nephews.
And I love it, man. Just in you speaking of, you know, every time he's either coming from work or going to, you know what I'm saying. So just you speaking to Greg, don't at all, man, at all. So you know what I'm saying. I just thankful that I know like some solid examples, you know what I'm saying, you know, to call, you know, friends and stuff like that. And definitely shout out to Greg, man. Yeah, shout out to Greg, man. Big Greg.
So love languages are important.
Very important.
Single, dating, married,
Yes.
know them. It's a free test online. Doesn't
Absolutely.
take time, but definitely so you'll know, as Jay mentioned, equally yoked, because again, you can be good, he can be good, she can be good, but if y'all aren't good together, it's not going to work. And don't force it.
And if you find time, if you have it, to read the book as well as taking the test.
Yes.
It helps you, gives you some understanding
Of
behind,
which one,
you know, how you arrived at that, what it really entails. You know, what are the ways that you interpret that love language beyond your own understanding of that interpretation of the love language.
Right.
So shout out to Jay for mentioning this. This is gonna be our the very first Truth No Chaser homework assignment. All right, this for fellas and ladies alike, married or single. What you suck at, work on it immediately.
And as Jay said, if it's just not you, it's just not you. Be
Right.
upfront going in.
Yes.
The one thing I hate as I'm dating is you'll fake it. You'll ask me
Right.
mine, I'll tell you mine,
but-
and then you try to fake it, and a month later I'm like, nigga, that ain't what
You don't gotta.
That's the Me Too dude.
Right.
Oh yeah, me too.
You don't gotta turn into that person. Working on it doesn't mean you gotta turn into that person.
Yes.
Now I'm just saying, work on it to see if there's something that you can get better
Some
at.
substance.
You
Especially
understand
if
what
you're
I'm
married.
saying?
Now,
It's
if you're
worth it.
single,
Especially if
it
you're married.
might be just better just to say that ain't me.
Right.
You know.
You know.
Yeah.
But
All right, well, that was fun.
That was
y'all.
good.
Thanks for joining us, G.
on this Cinco de Mayo.
On Cinco de Mayo, talking
Absolutely.
about love and all that goodish.
Absolutely. We gotta have Greg up here the next time, man.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Well, check us out next time. Be sure to subscribe to YouTube, The Truth No Chaser. Go to our website, www.thetruthnochaser.com. Get your gear. Follow us.
A lot of dots in here.
I know, right?
It sounds like
www.dots.
Yeah.
The Truth No Chaser.
And then YouTube Truth No
The
Chaser.
Truth.
Just regular Truth No Chaser.
The Truth. It's The Truth.
Well,
No Chaser.
we're in 2021 now. You just say thetruthnochaser.com. Forget the W's.
Yeah, forget the W's.
See how
Forget the
y'all
W's.
try to throw shade, y'all.
And then on YouTube it's just Truth No Chaser. It's not.
Just put in Truth No Chaser.
Yeah,
In
YouTube it's not.
2021.
So it's not The Truth No Chaser on YouTube. It's just Truth No Chaser. So
You'll find us.
We'll get you. We got y'all right.
Y'all close out. I'm done.
We got you. We got y'all right. Oh, bottom line, subscribe.
That's the word.
We up out of here, y'all. Catch y'all next time.
No chaser.